Good morning, everybody. Tracy Brown here. I hope you're having a great day, whether morning, day, or evening you're watching this. So I'm your somatic nutrition coach and intuitive eating and body image specialist. And as you notice, I'm sitting in my car. I'm heading up to a local college to really convince them of the need to have more comprehensive eating disorder services and especially have more of a dietitian presence in the place. And so that's why I'm in my car. I'm doing this video with you all first, and then I'm headed up. So if you'd love to give me some prayers of things going, what's in the best for the students there, then I would love that. So I kind of take myself out of it and just show up with me and my knowledge and passion, and the best will happen, hopefully, right? So for everybody involved. So anyway, I wanted to do a quick little, this won't be a long video, but I want to do a quick little thing about reminding us that we don't need to eat perfectly to hedge our bets. And when I say that, what I mean by hedging our bets is to do the best we can in the circumstances we're in, with the resources we have, and with the bodies we have. Now, thank you, Jill. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, we can't always control the things that, not always, rarely can we control the things that happen to us. I mean, we have some say, with the resources we have, somewhat what we would eat, again, based on where we are in the intuitive eating process. So that's always important to note, is that the way you're eating now likely will not be the way you're eating in 2 years or in 10 years, only because our bodies are always changing, and we get better and better and better at being attuned and being nuanced to what needs to happen. So all that being said, and the things that we can maybe digest well, maybe that changes over time simply because of age, not because you have food allergies or anything that you've done from you've gotten overly stressed and the stress has never ended kind of thing. And I mean, those kind of things happen, but life happens. So anyway, a lot of times, because the old mentality with dieting is to follow a plan, eat a certain way, get it right. When we switch to a little bit more body-based, way of eating, I think most of us need a bridge to okay, so here is very monitored, trying to eat perfect in some kind of way, and then you're kind of being asked through this process to totally trust your body. Most of us don't do that. Most of us have to eat some food, figure out that oh, I love that food and I want to eat that food a lot. And then what happens usually is that we eat a little bit more unrestricted, and we eat a lot of Oreos or donuts or whatever, or chips and queso, and then our brain starts to oh my gosh, you're going to explode and you're going to be unhealthy, because there's no context when we're doing that of the big picture. We're still in that old mindset of my whole meal was Oreos and milk, and so if I did it one time, I'm probably going to do it every single day. That's not the truth. So what I want to share with you from that point is recognizing it's not that nutrition doesn't matter, it's just that it's okay to let yourself go through these different phases. And I'm always saying that because those of you who watch my videos know that I've talked a good bit about my journey, not every little detail, because there's probably so much to tell, but how I had to just let go of trying to make myself eating fruit and vegetables. And that lasted about 6 months, where I just needed to eat whatever I wanted, doing my best to kind of eat from hunger and fullness, doing my best to not totally compensate if I had a day of eating more food. And I had good days and bad days with that, but and counting in some emotional eating days in there as well. And what you find over time, when you don't judge those times and you just let it go and lean into what is the next bit of feedback you're getting from your body, what you're going to notice is oh yeah, I still really want the Oreos, the donuts, whatever, but the charge isn't quite as strong. And it's time will pass, and the more you eat, and also obviously doing your inner work around if there is more emotional eating on board, and it's not based on old deprivation, it's not based on like mental restriction of like, well, I had donuts yesterday, so I can't have them again today, even though you're kind of really wanting one, and knowing that if you don't go get it, you're still going to think about it, and it's probably going to take up way more time in the day than it should, is that there is going to be a stopping place. And so you don't even have to worry about, again, trying to fix it. Stay more focused on, let's ride this wave, actually even try to enjoy this food, and have some trust that like this old way of trying to control things didn't work. Restriction doesn't heal binge eating. It never does. But what we can do is lean more into, well, what helps me feel at least a little bit more stable? And for you, it might mean regular meals. For you, it might mean actually eating out more. For you, it might mean I need to eat more meals with people and be less isolated. It's on you to really slow down and notice what you need to be more supportive overall to your eating. And I want to make a note that something that really helped me as well is eating out. That was always helpful for me to not be so responsible, honestly, for what I could make. It kind of okay, this is the job here these people do, is to make me food, and it's kind of a load off to have to make the decision. I'm going to pick something and they're going to make it and I'm going to eat it. And purposely eating variety just for the fact that you want to relearn what kind of eater you are versus who you think you should be with food, essentially. So going back to this whole let's not freak out, is that it's okay if you go weeks and months eating the same type of foods over and over again. Your body's not going to be ultimately nutritionally depleted, especially if you're eating enough overall energy. That's the kicker. Is it okay, if you're eating, let's say, only Oreos or only apples, and that's essentially all you eat, and you don't eat enough overall calories of that, that's what's going to get you probably some deficits going. But if you're eating overall enough energy, your body's going to do the best it can to just get the most out of whatever it is you eat. And you're more quickly actually going to get to the place oh, I'm sick of apples, I'm sick of Oreos, I really want something else. And you see the beauty and the magic and the power of your body. Not magic, but the beauty of how we were created at work. So that's really important, and something to think about too, as if we you try to even, you have to, it's somewhat faking it, but take the mindset of, my body was probably wired for something. And again, we can survive with non-variety, but we're human and we like food, and we usually like not to eat the same meal 3 or 4 times a day, every single day. And so can we trust that? 2 is that there may have been a time, and I know for some of it may be hardly rememberable, if that's a word, but when we did have a variety of food and we could take it or leave it. That's possible that even for some of us who barely remember that maybe that happened, and just know that you did that without any nutrition knowledge. And I guess the last piece I want to mention about this is that we have all come from a circumstance that we're pretty good at following rules and plans, and it actually hasn't made us healthier or more nutritionally sound, and especially not mentally or emotionally healthier. So you know how to restrict, even how to expect deprivation driven eating if you're restricting, or to expect that you're mentally gonna break out of some kind of mental based rules. You know how to do that, and you can go back to that. But what I'm suggesting is let's not freak out if you eat more food than usual, or if you eat more sweets in a week or whatever. There's a good reason for that. You can decode that. You can go deeper into it, or you can oh, okay, that happened. What do you need now, body? Your choice. Whatever way is actually most life affirming for you. So I hope this video helps. If you all ever have any questions, you should private message me, email me, put a live question here, I'll answer it. So that's never an issue. Let's stay connected. So if you all ever need anything, please let me know. And if this video was helpful, hopefully for someone, please share that along as well. And one last thing I want to mention is that I kind of would love your feedback. I am thinking about doing either spring or summer. And it was kind of a ways away, but I want to give myself to, like, plan it out thoroughly. Is that I'm planning on doing like a 40-day, basically like a somatic rewire. It takes a good 40 days to build some new neural pathways. So I want to do like a 40 days in a row little check-in. Basically nothing long, no super big long lectures or meditations. I'm hoping to keep things like 10 to 20 minutes a day at max, and kind of basically combining some intuitive eating work, maybe a little body image work, but a lot of somatic work, because I want you all to have a taste of what that's like, to know what it's like to, if you're doing it for 10 or 20 minutes and you're seeing some benefit, I want you all to know what it looks like if you're doing a whole session like that, like an hour or 30 minutes or 40 minutes of really learning how to like titrate in and out of your body, really knowing how to learning how to track your state essentially is super important to me. The longer I do this work, then I know that like we all need help with that. We all need help with regulation, and not that many people are teaching it, so I need to get on the stick and do it, and only if you're interested. Yes, Jill. Yes, 40 days somatic. I need to be in my body. Yes. Amen. Me too. I try every day, and I know I have the benefit of working with people that we're doing these things together in session, so I get the benefit of that too. But I want to teach you all how to do it in a oh my gosh, there's one more thing I have to add to my list kind of way, because, oh my, someone likes to rev up their gear back there, whatever. Anyway, so I want to do that, and I don't want to make it difficult, not expensive, just a way, and we're gonna, in the first couple days are really going to be about kind of creating your environment to make space for this in your day. And again, we're talking 10 minutes. That's all I want to share with you guys. Like that's enough to like get in the practice, and you can build your practice. And a lot of times this stuff works better actually when you do it in shorter increments. When you're doing it on your own, I think it's really helpful to do it like multiple times a day when you can, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever. And it's not a lot of mental gymnastics. It's really just holding yourself present to what your body's communicating, and learning how to ride the waves of what you're noticing. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. I'm glad I've been thinking about it for about 3 months, and I'm like, well, maybe I should just ask y'all if you're interested. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So I think it's going to be really good. I'm very excited about it. I've got about halfway through the content at this point, so about 20 days worth. Okay, well that motivates me to like get it going then, and maybe we'll do it before the summer. I'd like to do it this spring for sure. Okay, cool. I'll be working on it. If you all have any thoughts about it, what you need, again, leave in the comments below. And actually what would be even more helpful, because you're getting it basically tailored, is if you have any specific circumstances or times of day or parts of your body that feel like I just can't really always notice what's happening, like below my knees or whatever, or I have a really hard time with speediness, or it's almost like it's all or nothing. Either I'm super speedy or I'm like kind of really low, and it bounces back and forth really easily. If those are kind of things you're struggling with, you don't have to list it here, but if you don't want to, but if you do, great. If not, please message me. I'll just be making a list to make sure that I don't leave it out of the 40-day work we're going to be doing. So I hope this is helpful. Thank you all so much as always for watching. Again, if this was helpful to you and you think somebody else could benefit, we want to share these free videos, because it's, the more people get access to this information, the more they know that there's hope and there's something they can do about, whether it's making peace with food, our bodies, living in right relationship with our bodies, and then of course like learning how to regulate our stress responses. Without that, it's a grind, with intuitive eating, and I want it to feel safer and more manageable for people. So anyway, thank you all so much. Thank you for watching. I so appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.